say when I touch your skin, I give a heat stroke. Not too many people can do the things I do. None of them can replicate my moves. Anytime you call on me, my girl, I'll be there in a hurry. Bolale, be prepared to cooperate with me. She asked how the wife smells so good, girl, that's who Dior. Her panty drip like say rain they fall. Your clothes have to peel off. Exceptional gymnast, say this girl can do it all. I put you above all the other girls, but they here before you. Yeah, yeah. Girl, you give me life. Natural, mineral. Girl, you so. Girl, you give me life. Natural, minerals. Girl, you're so.
Hello guys, welcome to Boxing Blogs Center, the home of Nigerian African boxing. And please, if you're new to this channel, make sure you click the like and of course the subscribe button right now. I want to say big ups to each and every one of you. Those of you that support the channel right here, I really do appreciate you all. And yes, we're gonna be going straight to this topic right here. The former unified heavyweight king of the universe, Anthony Joshua, and let's not forget he remains the only two-time unified heavyweight ruler in the whole wide world, who is aiming to become a three-time unified heavyweight world champion next year. I believe you me guys, the year 2022 is going to be an exciting one. It's going to be a year that you see Joshua really try to get his belts back. Who is this guy? King Ra. Who are you referring to, bro? Like looks like you want to get blocked right here, bro. Let me remove you first. Other than King Ra, shout out to John Boxing. Oh, King Ra is referring to I think oh okay. I think the guy I think he responded to John Boxing. Okay, he responded to John Boxing, not me. King Ra, sorry bro. Don't worry, after this timeout you'll be back. So John Boxing, bro, you have your own opinion. However, I don't really believe you. So Anthony Joshua, yesterday was Joshua's birthday. Joshua, went to America to the training camp of Joshua Buatsi in California. I think Joshua Buatsi is trained by Virgil Hunter, right? And Joshua is going on a gladiatorial move. Okay, Joshua going gladiatorial for Uysk. I think that's the best thing ever. Joshua of course posted this picture yesterday saying that the marathon continues, which shows that Joshua is not going to give up. Listen, I think Joshua should be mean. Joshua should be mean in the rematch. I know that, yes, someone told me yesterday Joshua should relax, you rest for like 3 months before he comes back. I'm like, 3 months? Like, what would he be doing 3 months? You want Joshua to get big? No. Joshua should go, like, stay in the gym and get some technical coaches who is going to sharpen his tools. Virgil Hunter will be very good for him, though. But I don't know, man. I don't know if Virgil Hunter style can beat Usyk. But Virgil Hunter is a very experienced trainer. I think Joshua should try and hard him to his camp. And that would be nice if Virgil wants that, because Virgil Hunter, is not going to move to the UK for sure. Joshua might have to move his camp to America, which I think he plans to do, right? Let's get Brown here. Ty Ajagbe. Um, to give his take, Ty Ajagbe, what do you make of Joshua's strategy going gladiatorial for Usyk in a rematch?
I think it's to add Virgil Hunter. I'm not too entirely sure. Maybe that's the plan. Maybe not. You can only piece together what he's doing on social media, his whereabouts. You can only piece together. He's there with I see he's there with Tony Yoka and Joshua Buatsi. Buatsi did link up with Virgil Hunter. Virgil Hunter before his previous fights, if I'm not mistaken. And Virgil Hunter is known for for having fundamentals. Don't forget he's the one who trained Mario Barrios. Before the Tank David fight, and right before Barrios was getting knocked out, Barrios was outpointing Tank. Not saying Tank Devonta Davis doesn't get outpointed. He always gets outpointed anyways, whoever boxes him when it comes to height wise. But Barrios being able to skillfully outpoint, and Barrios still having somewhat of power too, was able to hold the zone up until the later rounds before he got knocked out. You know, Before Mayweather told Tank, man, you're losing this fight. And Tank went in there and got him out with a nasty punch. But Virgil Hunter is, I believe, Adam Virgil Hunter is it's not a bad idea. It's not. If you look at the Usyk fight, Anthony Joshua made a lot of mistakes. Not saying oh, this guy can't correct it. Listen, you have all these other trainers in there. So you sometimes need to bring people in from the states other than the UK. But no matter their point of origin, if they grew up in the UK, you need a different eye. You need a different set of eye. Not somebody who's going to be a yes man. Somebody who's going to tell you the truth. And looking at the AJ fight, AJ mistake, foot placement all wrong. You know, trying to set up a jab. I mean, trying to set up a good right, but then you're not really setting up that right, but you're playing with them with a jab that looks very lazy. So all these things, Usyk capitalized off of it. Usyk saw like, okay, Anthony Joshua's not gonna put anything behind his punches. He's not gonna do anything. I'm gonna push. I'm gonna go after him. I'm gonna push the button. I'm gonna up the my performance. And he upped his performance, and it really worked. It worked out for Usyk, but it didn't work out for AJ. You know, I, I'm I'm still a little bit lost when it comes to his fight. When it comes to that fight, I'm like I said, I'm a big AJ fan, but I'm still there's some points in these fights that still worries me, that I'm still very much lost on. You know, just some points. If you look at some of these clips, he was trying to distract, or he was trying to get Usyk to open up a little bit more when he was how do I say it? When he was trying to open up Usyk with just a lazy jab, I guess. I don't know what he was doing, but that part worried me. You know, and another part that worried me is him not really, you know, going after Usyk after hitting him with a good. Don't forget, AJ had power in both hands. He hit Usyk with a good left, but he didn't follow up with it. And another part that worried me is the look he had. I think it was like the third round. Something was going on. He had this look on his face, like this look, the like what I'm doing is not working well. He looks frustrated. He looked not himself. Basically, I didn't like that. And last but not least, the other that worried me is at the last round is when he looked exhausted, extremely exhausted. I think out of every one of what I just mentioned, that exhaustion is my number one thing I can't help but get over. I just keep replaying that over and over in my head. Like, why is Anthony Joshua, the champion, the undisputed champion, exhausted like that? Why is he exhausted like that? He's the champ, man. He shouldn't be exhausted like that. So that worried me. Was he properly conditioned for this fight? Did he have injuries priors coming into this fight that he looked exhausted? I've watched the video back and forth. He Usyk pushed the pace. I'm not saying the fight was on a heavyweight level. No, they didn't fight on a heavyweight level. They fought on a cruiserweight level, and it was fight on a cruiserweight level means you have to be moving around, a lot. There's some punches you're gonna be throwing, but for some reason, I just can't get over the fact that he was still exhausted, which means his conditioning was not there when it needed to be. It's not about the weight because he needed to. That weight he came in at was about the same amount of weight he's been coming in. So those things that I mentioned are the things that worry me. But adding somebody like Virgil Hunter to be able to close that gap between him and Usyk, especially his fundamentals, setting up a good game plan is not a bad idea. There's a couple. He's in California. You don't know who he's gonna meet in California. You don't know who he's trying to talk to in California. You don't know what he's doing. There's a lot of trainers, good trainers out there in California. You don't know. But I'm excited to see what he brings in. What his game plan is for Usyk. And people might hate AJ, but I've said it, Ben. There's nothing wrong with chasing greatness, right? He wanted to show you that I too can box. I can outbox Usyk. There is nothing wrong with that. It's just the lack of not being able to actually follow up and do the right things to be able to implement what you wanted to do. I don't think people are against AJ. It was just they disappointed because they know he could do better. Everybody know he could do better. His biggest critic, even even the people that kind of hate him a little bit, know he could do better. Everybody knows he can do better. That's what they were a little bit disappointed because at the end of the day, we wanted to see Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. But I'm excited to see what's next for him. I'm actually excited to see what game plan they have in the Usyk fight. People say, "Oh, AJ has a lack of chin, this and that." I don't think so. You can't say he has a lack of chin. One, like I've said, he fought the style. He fought at a cruiserweight pace, not a heavyweight pace, not a heavyweight pace, a cruiserweight pace.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate your take on this. Let's go around here, Kinechuku. Kinechuku.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what do you make of this? And do you agree with Tajagbe?
Yeah, I think it's a good move. I agree with Tajabi probably 60% because my brother was going on and on that about his legs and everything. The truth of the matter, if the BBC callers can also testify, I called for a Virgin Hunter. I called for a Eddie Mustafa. I called for trainers like that. Sugar Hill is not going to train him because obviously he's tied up with Tyson Fury. But I called for people who have handled heavyweights in the past, and I called for people who are disciplinarian.
You think Sugar Hill cannot train Anthony Joshua?
He's tied up to Tyson Fury.
I
Until
mean,
Tyson
tied up
Fury
in what
retires.
way? What would you mean tied up to the Fury?
As as in he's training Tyson Fury. There's no how now. They are both rivals now. It's not going to work except he has no honor. He's going to leave Tyson Fury. He can't train two of them at the same time now. There are two rivals now. It's just like the same trainer training Bernard Hopkins and Roy Jones now. It can't work now. Or the same trainer training Errol Spence and what's his name, Bud Crawford. It can't work. It can't be two trainers now. Even Derek James has said it. Once he's training somebody that's a rival to you, he has to drop one person. It's not for healthy competition. So Tony Yoka hasn't yet reached that stage. So he knows that Tony Yoka is on his way to train with to fight AJ and the like. So he can train AJ. And one thing I think that's good that nobody talks a lot about is that Virgil is a master. What should I say? God forgive me for saying it, but Virgil is a master dirty. What should I say? Dirty boxer planner. He knows how to fight those. He knows how to tell his fighters to fight those kind of dirty fights and take your greatest attributes away. He did it with Andre Ward for a while. He did it with Amir Khan for a while. He knows how to take those your best attributes, whether it be your left hook, whether it be your 1-2 punch or your jab. He knows how to take your best attributes away. And that is what AJ actually needs with Usyk. Usyk's movement and this thing, how does he neutralize his movement? And how does AJ hit him with those punches and constantly pepper him with those punches? Take Usyk's movement away, AJ wins the fight. AJ doesn't, in the heavyweight division, everybody's chin is susceptible. We just finished this great fight that we finished. Wilder got dropped and got stopped. Tyson Fury got dropped. Everybody can get dropped. Andrew Ruiz has been dropped before. AJ has been dropped before. So in the heavyweight division, nobody's chin is made of granite. Everybody can get dropped. So one punch can just do it. So that's what I believe in. But the most important thing that Virgil would teach him is like, listen, how do we take away this guy's movement? Because the movement was causing you problems all day. And dude, you're not a mover. You're a strong ox. Your job is to knock this thing. So how do we neutralize his movement? Just like you neutralized Andy Ruiz fast hands in the second fight. How do we neutralize Usyk's movement and how do we get you the belt? Your most important attribute or your most important goal is to win the championship. It doesn't matter if you punch his balls once you clinch up and everything and it goes down. You have neutralized his movement. Just neutralize Usyk's movement and keep his punch combinations down and win the fight and get your strap back and then go for undisputed with Tyson Fury. So I think it's the game. Is whoever can teach him a game plan. Like I keep on saying, how many weeks yet? We haven't had a Rob McCracken interview. I've heard Malik Scott talk and say what the game plan was. I've heard Sugar Hill came out with his interview on a different platform to talk and say what his game plan was. The unified heavyweight champion, our brother, his trainer is too big to talk to any one of us, and he has not told us what his game plan was and why AJ lost. But it is what it is. So, like I keep on saying, we need somebody who can take away Usyk's best attributes, because Usyk has had closer fights with Brady's and with what's his? I've forgotten the other guy's name. He has had closer fights, so those people actually had a better game plan. So we need somebody who can have a game plan for AJ, and then we can execute it, get rid of Usyk's or neutralize Usyk's best attribute, and let them slug it out. So that's why I believe that Virgil Hill, he might not end like Tajibe said, which is right. He might not end up with Virgil Hill. He might go with another person, but whatever he does, please, the game plan has to be better than this guy's game plan. What's his name?
Usyk.
Rob McCracken's game. Yes, Usyk's game plan and Rob
Well,
McCracken's game plan. Because Rob McCracken
Lomachenko's dad is is a tactician though. Like
yeah,
someone said Buddy McGirt. What do you make of that?
I think Buddy McGirt is a good fundamental boxer. My own problem is that Buddy McGirt has plan A and plan B, but when there's no plan A and plan B, what do you do? That's the thing. We all saw Kovalev, and we also saw Kovalev tiring in that, especially in the seventh round versus Canelo. And I was listening to the instruction from Buddy Merget, and he wasn't really saying much. He was saying what he was saying in round 3 and 4, and I was like, well, Buddy, he's not. He's tiring. He's this thing. I remember when um Earl was tiring against Danny in the
Say
later
stupid
rounds after he
goals.
had busted up his eye around round 8. And
Yeah, I'm listening, bro.
there's a former two-time world champ, and he still has that left hook. So do not circle, no matter what you do. You might not throw punches, but I want you to keep on circling away from that left hook. Keep on circling away from that left hook. You don't hear those instructions from body. When I was listening to that this thing, man, I didn't hear those instructions. Instructions help me this thing. Body is a good basic coach, oh, but I believe that his body is probably one notch. Let's say he's one notch above Rob McCracken. He needs an elite boxing coach, elite boxing coach that can take him like 3 4 notches. Because remember, if he wins this, he has to face Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury is a juggernaut of a boxer. You need to massively plan. You need a massive plan for that. So that is my own thinking. You need somebody game plan wise who can like game plan for you, and you can follow up with the game plan and can take away his movement, because that is the thing. If you can take away Usyk's movement, that's half the battle. Then is to capture, because he can get hit now. Look at Usyk's face. AJ marked him up real good. AJ marked him up. Yeah, Usyk had him in trouble. Usyk threw some punches that had him in trouble, especially in that 12th round. Let's not lie. But look, he marked up this thing, so definitely you can find the target with Usyk's face. Now, how do we take away the movement? We need to get a coach that can take away the movement. That is the most important thing. So once we get it, and even and Anatoly Lomachenko didn't get Usyk till I think till he was 10-0 or 11-0. Usyk was actually trained by there's a trainer in Chicago that trained him. I've forgotten the guy's name, but I'm sure Tajabe knows or somebody knows. But there's actually a trainer
Listen,
that is trained from somebody in
I know who
Chicago.
you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
know who you're talking about.
Anatoly just got him. Anatoly just got him recently. He didn't become this thing, because if you see that style, that kind of hip hop movement, I know Lomachenko learnt his from ballet and dancing school that his father put him in. But Usyk learnt his own from the States. All that movement and all that hip hop, this thing, it's from the States. It's not, that's the American style. That's why he learned all that kind of movement. He didn't learn it from any Ukrainian school of boxing. so, so that's it. Take away his movement. I believe AJ has it. I don't believe I was
I,
wrong.
I,
I don't believe AJ
I
can knock him
think.
out.
Listen, from the go, I said Usyk hasn't changed his style. He didn't do anything new with AJ. People cannot say that he absolutely did nothing new. This fell personally on top of AJ's coaches and the lack of planning, what he needed to do in during the rounds. I think AJ's the type that needs to see progression. Like, okay, this is working, and I'm gonna stick to it. No, no frustration. No this and that. I believe his the main thing was to get somebody like Usyk to stop moving and go for those massive body punches. And let's see where he goes. But on the right track. I believe you're right about Buddy McGirt though. I like him, but I just don't like him with AJ. I don't like him with AJ. The way he trains his fighters is good. He's a guy that definitely implements that inside fighting though. I'll tell you that. But I just don't like him for AJ. But Virgil Hunter, I think he might be able to get the job done for AJ, as in how to properly, move with somebody like with Usyk. You how to properly move with somebody like Usyk and what to do. And if you look at AJ's footwork in the Usyk fight, it was very messy, man. I was looking at it; it was very very messy, and I didn't like it. So, which means AJ didn't work on that, or he wasn't they weren't telling him to, hey man, fix that footwork, keep your foot on the outside, like stuff like that. But I honestly believe he's on. Let's see what he does, man. But I think he's absolutely on the right track. Hopefully he's in there learning with Virgil Hunter, and they might bring him in. You never know, man. You never know. But I can't wait.
And what Kelechuku, before we continue the Joshua one, please jump in on this one right here. I want to hear your take on our team, Manchester United, getting trashed by Leicester United. 4-2, bro. Like, what went wrong for you?
I've been saying it. I mean, me and you had that conversation. When was that conversation? When we bought Ronaldo. And I was happy like you were happy. But I said that there's a fundamental problem. He doesn't have two defensive midfields. Fred is too short and too inaccurate with his passing. And then McTominay is not yet ready. He's not on Manchester United level. He's on that kind of Wolves level. We need two seasoned central midfielders to hold that midfield. And unfortunately, we do not have a tactical coach. I said that it was going to burst, and it showed in the match when we went out of the League Cup. It was just terrible. If not for David De Gea, that match should have finished 6-7-2. They came at us. I don't know any coach who puts in a player who has been out for 4-5 weeks. You could tell that Harry Maguire was not fit in any way. He couldn't jump. He had a free header. He missed that header by like miles. He couldn't run. Kelechi stripped him off the ball easily, and he couldn't even catch up to Kelechi to even pull him down. So that shows you that he was even in pain, and I'm sure he was playing with painkillers. It was just a whole bunch of mismanagement coaching-wise. Yes, the coach has come out to accept responsibility, but Manchester United deserves a much better technical coach. The least.
Who do you think we should get? Like, I don't know if the Glazers want to sack Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
We can't afford it. No matter what we say, we can't afford it. Manchester United, but we can't afford it. We're paying.
I mean, we can't afford it. They have the money, bro. What do you mean by we have the money? What do you mean we can't afford it?
We are paying Ronaldo in excess of £550,000 on a weekly basis. We are still paying compensation.
Yeah, but we also made profit. We've made our money back from Ronaldo's share sales.
But remember, we just finished paying off compensation for David Moyes. We are still paying compensation to Mourinho. We're still paying compensation to Van Gaal. Are you saying what? Remember, this guy just signed a new 3-year contract before we started the season. So we're going to pay compensation to 3 coaches in millions before he just signed a new contract. His contract was running.
You know what's funny? Before we know it now, Newcastle will take over, bro. Like, bro, Newcastle right now, next season is going to be interesting. They are going to buy some good players, improve their team, and we'll have new rivals, to deal with. And
we're not going to be rivals. We're going to be competing with Arsenal in that mid-table form. That's what we're
yeah, man, it's crazy, man.
It's true. First of all, we need a real coach. Like you see, Tuchel, that's a real coach. That's a real coach. It's the same, virtually.
I think with the fans we need Zidane or Conte.
Yeah, we need one of those your coaches from Germany. Those real coaches from Germany.
I think there are like 2 or 3 German coaches in the Premier League, right? You have Klopp and
the coach that went to Bayern. I thought that we would have gotten him. That coach that went to Bayern, I kept on saying it. That who's in this thing? I don't know. The coach that Ralph, the guy that went. No, not Ralph. The guy that went to Bayern from Leipzig. I said it.
What's his name
We should
again?
get
I
this
don't.
guy.
I've forgotten his name.
Oh my god! I said we should get this guy. We should get this guy because he clearly knows how to manage talent. He clearly knows how to manage talent. He clearly knows when it's time to turn up. He knows when it's time to turn up, and he does not lose big matches. He does not lose. He might lose one match here or there, but big matches he gets up for it. You saw what he did to United in the last season Champions League. They got up for it. He knows how to get players up for it, and he knows how to move players when they are this thing. See, we have a lot of players that we need to move. Mata, Jones, a lot of players.
But Jones is not playing right now, bro. Like
exactly, we need to sell him. We need to have sold him.
Mata is not playing as well. Like I don't know what he's doing in the club, bro. If you're not playing, why don't you offload him, bro?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. We have a coach who likes to do, who is calling players Rashi. He's calling players by their nickname. Wants to do nice guy. This is not nice guy time. This is time to win championships. You've been there for 5 years.
I for once I was disappointed that we lost though, but I was kind of on the other hand I was also happy. You know, the more games we lose, the more they suck this guy.
Yeah, but we're not playing well. No matter
we don't have a system, bro. Like sometimes if I watch Liverpool now, I know the system they play. Yeah, I know what they do. You know, like today they beat they beat what's his team again that they beat?
They beat that team Watford 5-0.
Yeah, Watford 5-0.
Yeah. Same system 4-3-3 press, high press, always first to the ball, move inside to side, then come in when the chance is there. You know what they're invented with.
You know, like
you don't.
Yeah, bro. This listen. Ever since the Newcastle deal went through, bro, I'm like as a Man U fan, I'm like scared, bro. I'm like really scared because in the next 2 years it's going to get really serious right now. I'm talking about Arsenal have to man up, you know. Newcastle have too much money right now, bro.
Yeah, but the thing is that we also have a coach that doesn't know how to use players. We have one of the best attacking midfielders in Europe, who is Donny van de Beek, who's meant to be actually playing the position that Bruno Fernandes is playing. And Bruno, he's good, he's attackingly good, but he needs to be sitting back right now because he's way better than McTominay or Fred. He needs to sit back right now. And Van de Beek is meant to be played in that hole behind Cristiano Ronaldo. But he's there sitting on the bench. And the midfield was exposed today. They were just slicing. Guy, they sliced through that midfield like crazy. It was mad. 1-2, and they didn't have in the lead. They sliced through that midfield like it wasn't there. Like all these guys were just doing was the midfield players were just escorting them to our 18-yard box. The third goal showed that there was no midfield. And that's what I've been saying all
It's crazy, man. So we got trashed by Leicester, bro. So disappointing. Anyway, let's see what happens. We are playing at Atalanta next.
Atlanta is not going to spare us, and Liverpool is definitely not going to spare us. They're going to want to spell 6. They're going to beat.
We are like 4 points behind Liverpool right now. 4 points behind Liverpool. If Liverpool beats us, I think they will though. I think they will beat us. You know, if they beat us, then we are off the title. Chase, man.
We need to get a real coach. I mean, I won't mind if we spend so much, but we get a real coach, not all these Paul Scholes, Gary Neville. No, we need a real coach. Coach who's this guy is not good enough. He doesn't play. This guy is good, but he's meant to play in this position. We need a real coach. So
thanks, brother. So going to the Anthony Joshua one. What do you see happening next with Joshua?
I think he's going to keep. I don't think he's going to tell us anything till second week, till when tickets go on sale. I think he might not even announce anything, but Eddie is definitely going to announce something. Eddie is going to announce the trainer or announce the whether he's going to be fighting on the zone, because his contract with Sky Sports is over, Shay. So he needs to decide whether he becomes a free agent or whether they do what they did with the last fight, which is put it on the zone internationally and then put it on Sky Sports locally. So there are a lot of business decisions that need to be made. But I think he's I think the Yoka fight, him sparring Yoka and all these guys will tell the tale of what he wants to do. He has to.
I don't think you need to spar Yoka though.
I think he needs to spar other heavyweights, other athletic heavyweights.
I mean, yeah, but Yoka doesn't have the Usyk movement.
He has better movement than Herkovic.
Yeah,
and trust me, in that place where Virgil trains, I think somebody covered it before. They also have a lot of great sparring there. Andrew Ward can come and he can spar him. Andrew Ward spars heavyweights.
Bro, Andrew Ward is a hater, man.
Yeah, but Andrew Ward will spar him. Andrew Ward is a hater, but a lot of people forget that Andrew Ward is also a competitor. That's the thing. He doesn't like people getting the better of him. Andrew Ward does not like people getting the better of him. Sparring, anybody who has sparred with Andrew Ward will say it.
Well,
he doesn't like people.
Guys, I'm about to watch Fury versus Christian Hammer now. So I'll report on it for sure.
Let me watch Sky Sports, so we'll have to talk much.
Yeah, I will talk much later for sure. Thanks, brothers. I'll watch this one. God bless you all.